People are funny. I just, the more, you get to know people and the more you just interact with people, people are funny. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed too that there's certain people who they'll keep you around, not necessarily because they appreciate your friendship or they appreciate you as a person, but because they know deep down that there's something that you're special and there's something about you that at some point they might be able to use. Mm-hmm. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Elevate. My name is Jessica.
My name is Darwin.
Welcome back to another episode
61.
61. Today we're not going to have a specific topic we're going to talk about. We're just going to conversate.
Bro, it's hot.
It is hot.
What is up with this?
We are I don't know if I look shiny on the camera, but if I do, yeah, it's hot in here. It's getting hot in here. Yeah.
Surfboard.
We're having a bit of a problem right now with the weather in the studio. Yeah, we have to figure something out,
and we just had a fan on, which was decent, but then it was interfering with the mic for some reason, so that's a flop.
Yeah, so we always have a fan on, but yeah. We have a really big industrial fan for when people come and rent the studio side, but yeah, we can't have that on right now.
Yeah. That's a good little topic. Like when it comes to business, that the unexpected. We didn't think this summer. We knew it was gonna be hot from what we was told, but this is pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty hot in here. It's not okay.
And we're working on it, but we only have a month of opening.
Yeah. And
before that it was kind of winter.
Yeah, so. Which is a lot because it's like we opened up, in the summertime, basically, June. And that's really like a slow time for studios, like indoor studios. So on top of that, we're adding the fact that it's like really hot in here. Yeah.
But like when somebody comes to use the studio, we give all the fans and it's it's a cool breeze.
Yeah.
But
try to give some cool waters.
In the meantime.
It's a lot. It's just a lot.
Yeah. And we have a lot of restrictions here because the ceilings are open and then we're restricted as to like what AC units we could put because the air is just going to escape. So just figuring out business, guys. So as we always say, it looks nice and shiny on the outside, but there's always issue going on.
There's always stuff going on, things that need to be fixed. I think that's really what being your own boss is about. It's about problem solving.
For real.
Forget about the glitz and glams of it, forget about looking like you're the boss, Being a boss, has its good things. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, we completely regret doing this.
Definitely not.
But it's a lot. I just, the more, we get into this, I think to myself, this isn't for everyone. Like, I know some people, really, they look at business owners and entrepreneurs and they think, oh my God, like they're so lucky because they get to travel whenever they want. They get to take time off whenever they want. And like, I feel like those things come with time depending on how, I guess successful you become at doing what you do.
Also the type of business. Because there's some businesses that don't allow you to just be out and about.
Yeah, it depends on the type of business you build. And if you took into consideration what type of lifestyle you actually were looking to live instead of just getting into it head first because it looked all nice and glamorous from the outside. Because I feel like a lot of people do get into entrepreneurship and owning their own business just because they get, maybe they're around some people who just point out everything that's good about it, but they don't really talk about all the tough moments, and all the things you need to deal with behind closed doors so that you can have good customer service or you can just have a good experience for your clients. It's you're really last. No, everybody just want to be loud outside today.
That one for sure.
So yeah, everything isn't that simple and easy. But we're here. Tell me, what's new, babe? What's new from
business-wise?
Yeah, you've been in here for more than a month now.
Yeah, for sure. in 2 months. I mean, it's just a learning curve.
How do you feel at this point?
I feel good.
You feel good?
Yeah.
Elaborate, please.
I feel good. I feel like things are going to head in different directions sometimes. I feel like maybe the final outcome is not what we thought it was going to be. Not like in a bad way.
Yeah.
And like just the way things are moving. Because as the days keep going, like you start getting like new ideas. Saying like, hey, maybe this route is better than the initial one. So I don't know.
I think
I'm having a hard time thinking right now.
because of all the distractions.
Yeah. And just, bro, I'm sweating.
I think this is also going to push back us having guests on the podcast until it cools down a little bit, because we could deal with it because this is our space and this is our podcast. But, you know, we don't want to have our guests here just sweating bullets while they're trying to have a conversation with us.
At least until we figure it out. Because that's the issue right now. Is like we're trying to figure it out. But it's not like we could spend a month on like, hey, let's figure out AC, because there's other things that also go on. Like we need to make money. We need to promote. We need to handle other type of businesses we got going on. We need to create content. We need to edit the content. So it's like sometimes like, oh, let's look for ACs. And then it's like, all right, I did what I have to do now. Let me see if it'll work. Let me run it to a landlord, this and that.
Yeah.
It's not just variables. Like, hey, I'm going to handle the AC today and we're going to be good tomorrow. Because there's so many variables.
And so many people that, I mean, this building is an hour, so we need permission to do certain things and stuff. So, yeah.
And also what makes sense financially, because they are probably solutions that will cost a lot of money, but it's like, is it really worth it?
Depends on how much money we're talking about.
Tens of thousands. Like the space is not ours. Will it work? Like, do you spend the money? Again, because the issue of the open ceilings, like, do you spend the money? What if it doesn't work? And it's like, damn. Which if
we do get a system like that, then we already know it's not going to be it's not going to feel completely cool in here. Because the air, a lot of the air is going to escape through the top.
But it's a learning experience, because at least now, you know, this summer we kind of figured, like, we already knew that it was going to get hot. So we kind of just said, like, we're going to have to figure it out for the 2 months, because this is our first summer. So to see how bad it gets, and then coming to the next year summer, we kind of know, like, okay, this is what it's going to be.
Yeah, and hopefully by then business has picked up a lot more and we could make that financial decision in a much better space. Yeah. Because right now is too much. We just started. Business is like going, but it's slow. It's summertime. This is an indoor studio. There's a lot of variables.
The economy is down. It's like creators are not spending money.
Yeah, and what was it that was going on? Is that over, the strike?
The writer strike in LA? Over? I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Another thing. It's like, what is going on?
But the economy has a lot to play with it, because a lot of brands are not spending the marketing dollars to, at least right now, because they prefer to just wait until the holidays, when most people are just like, YOLO, I'll spend whatever I have to spend for the holidays. Instead of saying like, hey, I'm going to blow it in buying stuff in the summer, they prefer to just take experiences and stuff like that.
What else do we have to talk about? I have a big, juicy mosquito bite, if you can see it.
For real. Yo, yesterday when so I was asked to be Armani's coach again for the baseball team, and there was a dad there, and he was like, he came late because his son was graduating from karate, like another belt. So he's in baseball and he does karate, but he also has another kid.
Oh, nice.
And he was like running around, and he's like, damn, you know, I was running to karate, then I went to baseball, and then my other one has taekwondo, and then this one. And he's like, not that I have nothing to do for myself. And I was like, yo, it's crazy. When you have like multiple kids and those kids are in sports
activities, anything like that.
Like us, we kind of have a good.
Right now?
Yeah. I mean, one time we had both of them in something, but it was in the same place. But it was still kind of like, yo, I'm going to baseball and you going with Zena to gymnastics. But that didn't work out because she's not about that life.
Not right now. She thought she was, but she didn't want to follow instructions.
that had me thinking like, damn, you know, we have a little easy right now, but there's family and respects to them. Cause it's like, imagine like running all the businesses and like also having to take your kids to all these activities.
But it's so exhausting. Like, and from a regular person who has, let's say, a 9 to 5, that's even harder, in my opinion, because most of the time you don't get to make your own schedule and your own time when you're at a regular 9 to 5. You work either 8 to 4 or 9 to 5.
But it might be easier because at least you know your schedule. Like I guess I make my own schedule, but I also need to make money. So it's like, sometimes I'm like, yo, I need to.
I mean, but technically now that you made this choice, you kind of have a little bit of control.
But I think it's because it's slow. Because if it's really busy, who knows what's going to happen.
But you can find a solution, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I can always just
like if you have
block
a boss,
the calendar.
Right, if you have a boss, sometimes you have to convince this person that you need to leave because this is important to you.
And how often can you actually?
Which is, I can't stand.
Yeah.
I can't stand that idea of having to explain to someone why I need to leave because I need to take my child to their after school activities or whatever it may be that's important to my child, because that's, to me, a very important part of my child's development. And me as a mom or as a dad, you know, like, it would frustrate me that I wouldn't be able to leave because someone else decided I can't. It irks my soul to be, you know, controlled in that capacity. But when you need the money, you're not going to fight back. You know, if you have a boss, you could start looking for a different job. But, you know, things aren't that simple.
Where do you see the business going? Like, look from the outside, because you're more like on the outside, kind of looking in and managing the other stuff, not so much involved in like the day-to-day.
I have no clue. I'm just letting you do you, because you're here obviously way more than I am. And, you know, you're managing more of the little clerical stuff more than I am. And you're talking to the clients more than I am. And I'm just trusting you because I don't know where this is going. I don't know.
But I'm saying, like, are you scared?
No, I'm not scared. Not yet.
Not yet? You plan to be eventually?
No, I mean, I'm saying not yet because I don't know what the future looks like. But I'm not anticipating to be scared. I can't wait for it to actually pick up the way it's the way we picture it. But it's hard, you know, it's tough. You know, I have been feeling a little, you know, I don't know if this is right or wrong, but a little disappointed with like people, especially like.
Oh, of like the support of people.
Yeah.
But not like the business.
No, not the business itself. I feel like for only being open for 1 month, I think we've done really well. We've gotten people in here that don't know us at all, that we've never even met before.
In a brand new market, pretty much. Like
in a brand new market. And the people who came to the studio have been very impressed and they've loved the space. So I think that's amazing feedback. And I love to hear that from our new clients.
And we kind of already knew that. We kind of said, hey, the first few months are going to be
I knew that.
Rough.
I knew that. But I guess I'm talking about disappointment in the sense, you know, I'm very reasonable. I also, you know, try to get in people's shoes and I give people the benefit of the doubt, I think, more than they deserve sometimes. Because I know that me, for example, I'm not on social media all day just scrolling up. So I know I might miss a lot of things. But when you see someone constantly, let's say you can see them on there or like in your stories or whatever, and they see that you're trying to like promote this new business that now your life depends on.
Yeah.
And you don't see them even trying to put a little bit of support, not even once. It's very discouraging. It's heartbreaking.
For real.
For me, I cannot.
At least because we're we're the total opposite. Like there's
for
people,
sure.
like most people, like I'm like a open promotional walking billboard for anybody. Like literally anybody. Like let's say for Royland, like whenever I see, oh, you want to buy a home, like yo, fuck it, go to Connecticut. You went
Or
like
if you-
Edgar sells appliances. Oh, you just bought something. Yo, my boy has this. Brian, like the list goes on. I don't want to like pinpoint people, but whenever I see somebody that needs something like a service, and I have somebody
who does that service,
even if I'm not like fully friends with the person, like I'm still like, yo, I might know a person that could help you out. Whether he's gonna give you a discount, hook you up, that's on you. But I'm always putting other people's names out there, and it's not necessarily like I have to make it public. Like yo, I'm about to promote you to somebody. Like if they hit you up, they hit you up. But I'm making sure that I'm putting your name out there whenever the time is right.
Right, for sure. I do the same. I do the same all the time, and there's people that, I would never rub this in people's faces because I never do anything wanting anything in return. Like I don't do things because I want you to do something in return. I do it because it comes out of my heart to do it. But when you see that, we're only human. And when you see that the people who are closest to you are the least supportive ones, it's heartbreaking. Like you can't deny it. I'm not going to sit and dwell on it, but I can't deny that I think about it and that it comes to my mind and that it bothers me at times. And I have my moments that I'm like, I'm going to cut everyone off. I'm just going to cut everybody off, and I'm going to do my thing, move forward, and live my life with my family, my own little family, my mom and dad, and keep it pushing. Because there's so many people who I give the benefit of the doubt, in terms of, if at some point I felt like, that was a little wrong. But then, I ground myself and I think, hey, Jessica, like everything doesn't revolve around you. Maybe she didn't mean it that way, and I take myself back and, and I go back and I'm like, okay, you know what? It is what it is. Maybe she was busy. She didn't see, I texted her. She didn't reply back. Okay, well, big deal. It's not a big deal. But there's only so many times a person can do the same thing until you say, okay, this person is just, I'm not as important to them as they are to me.
Yeah. And the funny part is that it's very rare that the people that we are like on social media friends with, like when we're promoting something, you're going to see it because we have so many different outlets that we put it out through and like friends that share it. That is for you to say, unless you're like completely off social media period for like a while, there's no way you're gonna be like, oh, I missed that. Let's say you was opening a studio, or like that you was having a grand opening.
There comes a point where you can see it's BS.
Yeah,
it's complete BS. They just don't feel like it, and it's sad. It's sad. Why? I don't get it. Like we as the minorities, as middle class people, we're all trying to get ahead, and it's sad. It's freaking upsetting.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat. It's freaking upsetting.
The other day, there was a person that was, I'm going to try to keep it as wide as possible, that we was talking to, and they was like, oh, you guys kind of like forgot about me. Like, and like, bro, we forgot about you. Like, we've been working on these things for mad long. You've been invited from like our last studio.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Even for multiple things. And it's like, what do you mean we forgot about you, bro?
Or is it the other way around? I don't know. People are funny. I just, the more, you get to know people and the more you just interact with people are funny. And I've noticed too that there's certain people who they'll keep you around, not necessarily because they appreciate your friendship or they appreciate you as a person, but because they know deep down that there's something that you're special and there's something about you that at some point they might be able to use. Because they know that you might be talented at something and they might be able to use your talents at some point. Yeah. So they stick around vaguely, right? Vaguely, but it's just
for real.
This
people
industry,
swear, like some people swear like my photography skills are available at their request.
It's just disrespectful, honestly.
Like, bro, if I haven't spoken to you for 2 years.
And then some of them you haven't even seen, you know. Real. It's like then they throw the little comments. Oh, I saw this that you did the other day. And it's like, oh, you did?
You did? Because you didn't interact
you didn't
with
even,
it.
Right, you didn't engage with it, or you didn't even like it, which tells you that sometimes people are just ghost watching, which I don't get either. I'm just not that type of person, so I don't understand when it's done to me. Like, if I'm there, if I'm not engaging, I'm not there. I haven't seen it. But if I'm there in your stories and I can see what you're posting and you're in your story saying, hey, guys, I just opened up, I don't know, a new hair salon. You know, it's located in such and such. Share with your friends, whatever. You think I'm going to be in your stories and I see that and I'm not going to share it? For real. And we're close people and I'm not going to share it? Yeah. You must be dumb.
You must be out your motherfucking mind.
That I can't do that. Yeah. But it is what it is. I guess everybody is different. And I'm just going to keep being myself because I keep telling myself, like, I will not allow the way other people are to change who I am. I'm going to continue to be me. But little things like this do start opening your eyes to people. And, you know, I'm aware, you know, I'm very observative of people. I see how people treat others, not just me. And I'm just going to be very careful and tread lightly with people because
maybe
you
not
have to be careful.
Be so open.
Yeah.
Because we're very
and so
giving.
accepting. Yeah. And so accepting and just okay-ish with everything. Yeah. No, we shouldn't be okay with everything. We shouldn't accept mediocrity from people when we don't give people mediocrity. And we're always available to them, you know, to help them in any way possible. But then you can't even help in a tiny way. No, that stops. I know, like, you know, sometimes
let it out, girl.
People, you know, with everything that's going on with social media and things, you know, people think that because you have, let's say, a high count of followers or whatever, subscribers on YouTube, that, you know, they all of a sudden they think they're famous and they can, like, treat people in certain ways. You know, I've gotten comments before on, let's say, TikTok, mostly TikTok. I've never gotten that comment on Instagram, I think, where they say, oh, my God, like, you replied back to me. And they're, like, surprised that I replied. And I'm always like, what do you mean? Like, why would I not reply? But I've seen people do that. Where, let's say, even on TikTok, like, we have 178,000 followers on TikTok, which to me, it's a big number, but it's not like, I don't feel like, oh my God, like,
I mean,
I'm famous because I have this amount of followers. I appreciate them. Like, we're trying to grow a community for a reason. We're trying to build a community so that we could do great things in the future. But that doesn't make me better than anyone. For me to feel like I can't respond to a comment. I try, or you know, we both share the TikTok account, to respond to everybody as much as possible.
Nah, TikTok is just insane. Like, if we don't respond,
but it's insane. But if you go to every video we have, I challenge you guys, go to our TikTok. If you go to every video we have, even the ones that have a lot of views, go to the comment section and check out how many comments we have replied back to.
If you see, like, a lot, it's just we just.
If you see that there's some that
maxed out.
Yeah, literally.
Because it gets to a point where it's just like,
it's too much. Crazy. I get it. But you have people
have like 10 comments and be like, yo.
You have people who have, let's say, 10K followers, and they don't respond to their comment section. They don't engage at all.
There's this photographer that I follow that he's very big. He's here in New York, and he's like amazing. Like, I love his work, and he will share it on his stories and be like, "Oh, go show some love." And he has like 200, maybe 300K. And now with, you know, photos, the engagement is really low. So it's like he'll have like 20 comments, let's say, but he don't respond to nobody. Everybody's like, oh my God, amazing. Like this is, I'm like, bro, like you over here asking people to go show love. We go show love. And it's just like, say thank you. Like, so other people could, because other people will feel like, damn, this person say thank you. Like I took time. And it's just, I mean, and it's just being polite. Like it's just the right thing to do.
I feel that way.
Yeah.
To be very honest, when I'm online, my time is precious. So if I'm online and let's say I go through a post and I really like that post, I like it and I comment, I took time of my day to comment on your picture or on your video, whatever, show appreciation to your post. The least you could do is like the damn comment. Like, you know, the least.
Yeah, that's what we do now, even with TikTok, because it's like, let's say we have a whole bunch of comments of just like emojis of hearts. We used to reply like
if I have the time, I will, because I appreciate that. I really do.
No, but we will like it now. At least if it's a lot, it's like, yo, I'm
at least try. At least try. At least show appreciation. Because at the end of the day, if you're on that platform and you're actually any platform and you're trying to grow, have a community, how are you going to grow a community with people you don't even engage with?
For real.
Explain to me how that is a community.
Yeah.
A community is when you interact, right? You talk about a topic this day and you interact with the people that interact with you. To me, it screams ego.
Yeah.
It screams, let me just post this and have everybody rage about me, and I just will make pretend I didn't see it. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. People's egos is just ridiculous. And again, like, I know that there comes a time where maybe you have more than 500,000, 1 million followers, and you might be getting bombarded with a ton of comments. I get it. I get it, because even us on TikTok, we have 178,000, and some of the videos that go type viral, they get a lot of comments, and sometimes it's hard to keep up. But even then, we try.
Especially like in the
beginning.
And you
can tell in the comments, we try.
Yeah.
So there's literally no excuse, zero excuse for the people who have 10K, 15K, 20K not responding to their comments. Give me a break.
Especially like even lower than that.
Give me a break. It talks volumes on the person. It really does. You don't have 5 minutes, 10 minutes to just appreciate the person who took their time of their day to appreciate your post and even write something. To me,
especially nowadays, everybody's just like swiping.
When I see that, let's say I make an elaborate comment on someone's post and I really appreciate what they posted, I liked it, and they don't even engage in any sense, that will be the last time I ever engage.
For real. Especially if it's like some deep shit that you're like,
it's the last time I'm engaging. Because you're not better than me and I'm not better than you. And we need to stop that BS.
For real.
Especially when we're trying to engage with people, let's say creators that are on the same category, or people that come from where you come from, and you're just trying to connect.
Yeah.
I lose all respect. I lose all respect, honestly. It's unacceptable. It's atrocious. I get very passionate about these things because people are just too much. Lighten up. Lighten up. The jealousy, the envy, all that nastiness, just, it disgusts me. Like, and again, like, we're not perfect humans. My husband and I, we're not perfect. We might have had, bad thoughts at some point and, felt like maybe, so-and-so is doing so much better than me. Like, why? But I nipped that shit in the butt quick. God, what's happening here? No way.
For real.
No way. It's not taking over my mind, because we have total control of our minds. We have total control of our thoughts. We have total control of how we use our thoughts and what we do. You see someone doing good, and they've worked hard to get there. They've worked hard to get there. And you feel a itty bitty tiny, that little devil voice trying to creep in your head, trying to tell you, feel jealous of Fulano. better than you. Yeah. You better nip that shit in the butt right then and there. That should, no. It should not be that way. Praise to those who deserve to be praised. They've worked hard to get to where they are. Good for them. If you like where their life was headed and where they're going, and you feel a little, you know, maybe it starts with a little bit of jealousy in your heart, but maybe you turn that around and you say, you know what? No, I feel inspired today. I feel like I want to know what that person is doing, how they've gotten to where they got, and turn your life around and just stop throwing a pity party for yourself. And just sitting in the trenches, just looking at that person, just whining, why them and not me? I'm getting hot. Bro. I'm getting really hot. But anyways.
Let's leave it right there.
How long we've been talking? Oh, we've been talking for like 30 minutes. Cool. All right, so I guess this was like a venting session. Just talking about, life and,
Yeah, we don't want to sit here and we had a topic. We're just not in the mood to talk about the topics
No. On top of the fact that I'm shiny as hell, probably, of how hot I am right now.
I don't know if my forehead is the way I think it is.
It doesn't look that shiny, no.
Because I feel like gotas.
I don't know if it looks shiny on camera, but in person, and you have a healthy glow. How do I look? I have a healthy glow. Yeah. Anyways, you guys, that's it for today's podcast. I think that was enough for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're here on YouTube, if you've been here with us since day one, we appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for everybody who takes the time to comment on every of our videos. We really appreciate you guys. You guys don't even know how much that time you guys put in those comments means to us.
YouTube comments is like an extra level of love.
Yeah, I really appreciate you guys who comment, and I know that you've stood to the end of the video because of the comments you guys leave in the comment section. It really warms my heart, and we appreciate it. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. If you've gotten to the end of the video and you're new here, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Yep. Hit the bell so you can be notified every time we post a video. For everyone who's listening to our audio platforms, don't forget to leave us your reviews if you enjoyed this podcast. It really helps us out. And that's it for today's podcast, you guys. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Until next time.
Peace.